ஜோம்
ம் நீ யார் நீ என்னது
எங்கே எதுக்கு போட்டுருந்தீங்க?
யூடியூப்ல
single ascending dose studies. Doses we are finding by using two methods: single ascending dose studies, multiple ascending dose studies. Third, we are checking the fasting effects. Okay, food effects. Okay, before meal and after fasting and before while fasting and after. So we are checking. Now come to the phase 2 again. Phase 2A, we have identified the doses now. Now we have the doses. See, we have traveled a long time, many years. Now we have the finally doses. Now what is the next step? Next step is to check whether this drug is a side effect. We already checked so many things. Now what we will check? Whether it is effective or not. That is our purpose. Now our objective of conducting clinical trial is what? We are trying to search investigated drug candidate whether it is effective for this particular disease or not. Migraine headache we are having. We are investigating, we are conducting a clinical trial. This is investigation which we are doing. We are investigating whether this drug candidate is effective to cure this disease or not. That is our purpose. For all clinical trials, purpose is this. Primary objective, secondary objective we have, but that are more related to the research work. But the main objective, whether this drug is safe and effective for particular disease or not. Purpose is done. Now safety we have anyhow, phase 1, preclinical, everything is done. Still, safety will be continued in all the clinical trials. I will tell you till what end this will be continued. Safety is continuing. Okay. Why is this continuing? Because phase 1 clinical trial you have conducted in 2 years. Sometime a drug may have long-term side effect. What I am telling, if you have taken drug today, there might be some reaction, some side effect is appearing after 5 years. Might happen. No? So you doing phase 2, phase 3, so that will be continuing in all the clinical phases. All the we have the follow-up stages. Phase 1 trial is okay. I will go in more operational part, but just keep some idea about what these trials are. What these phases are doing. Okay, let's start. So we are in now phase 2B. Now we are checking the therapeutic exploratory. What it means? Like we are exploring the therapeutic efficacy. Checking the therapeutic efficacy. Now we have checked. Okay, this is effective. Sometime what happens in phase 2, we do not get any result. What we will say, okay, you 3 people are there. We will share the data with you. Sometimes sponsor what they does. Okay, you come here. And these you 3, please. What we will do? We will submit data to you. Preclinical research, every data. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 2A, phase 2B. We give the data to them. So that is we call as data monitoring committee. Independent data monitoring committee. Data safety monitoring board. 2 terms, please remember. Do not write what I am telling. Just independent data monitoring committee. IDMC and DSMB is data safety monitoring board. So what they do is, these are group of people. What they do, they decide. See, we have taken that, okay, after conducting phase 2, we will give the data to them. They review the data, they will decide on the safety, critical efficacy endpoint. Efficacy endpoint is nothing but objective. Endpoints in medical term, in clinical research field, we call as endpoint as objectives. Okay, critical means those are very important. Primary. We have primary objective, we have secondary objective. Secondary objective, we just add them. Okay, we will investigate this thing also. But primary objective is whether this is effective or not. If one drug is effective and that drug can cure the disease, so that means objective is done. Got my point? So here, phase 2B is done. We have submitted the data. They will decide whether to continue, whether to modify, then to stop a clinical trial. 3 things I told. Whether to continue, modify, yeah, stop a clinical trial. Stop means the data is not up to the mark. The primary efficacy endpoint are not meeting in phase 2. Then there is no purpose there is no use of going to phase 3. And now coming to the phase 3, that is done. For example, sometime I'm not saying that always DSMB IDMC is set up. That depends upon the requirement, design of the clinical trial. So phase 2, phase 1, whatever we were expecting, primary objective, secondary objective of the phase 1 clinical trial is met, then we will move into the phase 2. If primary, secondary objective of the phase 2 clinical trial is met, then we will move into the third stage, that is phase 3 clinical trial. We call it therapeutic confirmatory trial. These trials are very large, multi-center, expensive, and it takes more time. 300 to 3000 people can enroll in this subject, in this clinical trial. 3000 subjects to enroll, and these are very expensive. In this phase 3 clinical trial, what we do, usually we check our drug efficacy in comparison to either placebo. Sometimes we say that okay, I have taken medicine, you have some problem, you have taken medicine, you saying oh I am very good, in 5 minutes you saying I am okay now. That might be psychological. No, you have taken medicine, that might be psychological effect. Okay, that because of that it happened. But to avoid this thing also, what we will do, we will do controlled clinical trial. Control means okay, we will keep some patients who will take placebo, who will take actual drug. If placebo person's patient, I am saying patient, placebo patient saying we are okay now, we are feeling, how they can say that? Because we have not taken medicine to them. With sugar pill they cannot be okay, na? So that is the case. We have designed a clinical trial in a way like we are doing control. Sometime what we do, for example, a medicine is already marked, plus paracetamol. Paracetamol for fever is already there. We are making one good, paracetamol sometimes it takes 5 hours to reduce the fever. But one company is looking for some other medicine, because now everybody, we are all busy. We do not have 5 hours to on our fever. What we will do in that case? We need in 10 minutes something, Vicks, Vaporub, all those, those things that you have congestion in your nose in 2 minutes, in 5 seconds, and acidity, some in 2 minutes, in 5 seconds it will correct. So there is a race also. Okay. We do not have time. Something is safe and effective, and in 5 minutes something is doing the same job as the other one is doing the in 5 hours. So we will prefer that medicine which will work faster. If someone has pain in knee pain is very common in India, in old age people, and okay, we are feeling some back pain, some pain, okay, after pain. So for example, if one person is claiming that this particular ointment oil is working pain relief, that the cream is working in 10 minutes, your pain will not be there. For example, Sensodyne, GSK, what they doing? Okay, if you have pain in your sensation in your gums, so it will be not be there if you just do the brush. So they are claiming that. Okay, so you will prefer, okay, that is good, yeah. See, they will not see. Those who are consuming, they are not looking for side effect, they are not looking for anything. Okay, those who are making, they are making money, they are making manufacturing drugs. But the patients, they are not thinking, they are just believing on doctors. They are going to doctors giving them, and if somebody said, give me some medicine which work very fast, they will give that kind of also from their shop. Okay, but coming to the clinical trials, so now we are checking the active comparator. What I call placebo controlled means we were checking with the placebo. Now we have the active comparator. Active comparator means like one medicine is already in the market, working very well. Now we want to see whether our drug is more effective in comparison to other drugs. That we call as active comparator. Sometimes we do in the combination placebo, active comparator, and also this is the third step. Our candidate, investigational drug compound. investigational drug. We call it investigational drug. Okay, IND. And other is already marketed approved drug. We call it approved drug. Approved drug, IND, investigational drug, and also the placebo. So three also can also be in. So you will be seeing that this is how complicated. 3,000 subjects, three arms are there. Three arms. Sometimes these arms are also very like it becomes more complicated when it depends upon the design of the study. But you just now in today's session, just keep in mind we will see in more detail how studies are designed. We will move slowly going deep into the designing and all those functioning of the clinical trials. But now you just understand in phase 3 what we are doing. We are checking solely safety and efficacy of the study drug. Depends upon the clinical trial, objective might be changed. In cancer patients, what we have progression-free survival, overall survival. This kind of objective you will see in the clinical trials of oncology. Progression-free survival means the cancer is not progressing for 5 years, 4 years. The drug which can stop for longer period will be more effective. Okay, because it will progress, it might progress. Okay, but there are different therapies available. So I'm not just saying about more, but overall survival. For example, overall survival, stage 4 cancer, and we have increased the survival. My drug has increased the survival for 10 years. It will be effective because stage 4 cancer, doctor said that within 3 months he will die. If my drug he is taking that, he may live for 10 more years. So he will take because everybody want to live, na? Nobody wants to die. So that is the purpose. This is the word of clinical trial. Okay? And now we are moving to the phase 4 clinical trial. Why we have a phase 4 clinical trial? By the way, see the data of phase 3 trial we have submitted to FDA. FDA saying that okay, you market the drug. No problem.
It might be the drugs which are already there.
Okay, so that is why we have phase 4, huh? No. So phase 4, let me tell you. For example, we have now approval. We can manufacture in large scale. We can market the drug. And so now we have. I told you in the starting, we were having the inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. What does it mean? That only these patients will be included and these patients will be excluded. We investigated the drug in only particular population. But when drug will come into market, so do you think that all brain tumor patients, see we have taken that okay from 16 years to 40 years of age clinical trial, and that was overall survival was good. But those who are brain tumor having, so the drug is in market, so they will also take the drug. Brain tumor is big disease, so let me tell you, and diabetes. For example, I have taken that this diabetic patient, I can cure the diabetes with this medicine. Okay, the disease will not progress. Okay, there will not be serious consequences. So we will take that medicine, but we have done the in controlled population. Controlled population means we were having some limitations that only we give this medicine to these people. But now when the drug will come into market, then everybody, uncontrolled population will be there. People will be 60 years age, people will be 90 years of age, people will be 5 years of age, so everybody will start taking that medicine. So in that case, FDA also has regulatory authorities also have requested to all the sponsor companies to conduct one more clinical trial. That is post-marketing surveillance trial. This is a kind of surveillance. We will not enroll patient, we will not, but the medicine which is recently marketed, so doctors only prescribe. Sometimes we say that this medicine do not take without the prescription of doctor. Why we call it? Because the drug is recently being launched, is approved in the to market in the drug. If doctor feel that okay you are little bit it will not affect you, so they will give it to you. You also have to. They will do follow up with you. 5 days, 3 days follow up is always mentioned there. Just after 5 days, although we are not, if in 2 days we are getting well, We are not going to doctors, and even doctors are not bothered whether you are coming or not. But it's not good practice. But for the recently launched drugs, we cannot do that. Those drugs are only prescribed with doctor, and they are looking for the any side effect in uncontrolled population and for the long term. And that data, every year sponsor company that data should take from all the electronic health records. In villages, we do not have any doctor who using laptop, who not using computer means okay. So yeah, so there is no use. Got my point? In villages, we do not have that thing, but in cities, in big hospitals, we have the electronic health record systems. They are writing that okay, this person has taken this medicine. There is no side effect observed for these many. I did follow for this and this time period, and they are doing follow. Okay, so this is the case. So that is why we have the post-marketing surveillance study, phase 4 study. We are collecting data every annually. Okay, in once in a year, sponsor has to submit this data to the FDA. If, for example, there are more side effects are coming during this phase of the clinical trial, then sponsor. So what FDA can do, what regulatory authority can do, they can they can say to sponsor that they can take back their that approval that you please stop this marketing this drug because this has so many side effects are coming up. Have you seen many drugs are withdrawn from the market? Yes. You might have heard, na? Very common drugs also sometimes they are withdrawn. Disprin sometimes we heard, Disprin some we heard, na? It is withdrawn from US market, it is withdrawn from so and so market, from that country. And we just discuss in daily routine that our Indian there is one salt new Nemosalide is one salt. This is a drug. Nemosalide is a one salt. Actually, it is given along with the paracetamol in all the fever and all pain related in those painkillers. But this Nemosalide is found to be very unsafe in some other countries. But I don't know in our country I have seen that medicine is still people use it. So why that the sponsor in every country they have to submit it to the regulatory authority. And then sponsor based upon the data, so any time that regulatory authority can take decision to withdraw the drug from the market. No point. This is the significance of phase 4. That is we call as post-marketing surveillance study. And this is the we are studying. This is a kind of study in which we are not setting up everything. We are just taking the data from the open market. Patients are coming, taking drugs, and all that is happening. And if some side effects are coming, so from that data, because there will be huge data, and based upon the data, they will submit it to the that. And there are two types of reports. We will study in our module Pharmacovigilance, this more in detail. We call two types of reports we are submitting. During clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, we are submitting the reports to the regulatory authority that we call as Development Safety Update Report. What we call it? Development Safety Update Report. But one more report we have, PBRER, that we call as periodically PB Benefit Risk Evaluation Report. Earlier it was PSUR, Periodic Safety Update Report, that we submit after phase 3 trial, we submit it to the annually to the regulatory authority. Now it is I think I can see the faces now, it is too much so I do not want that you becomes more for you. So I am just stopping my discussion here. So any questions before I wind up this code? Online people, do you have any question, query? Anyone can take initiative to confirm? Okay. Okay, so today's I think we are done with today's discussion. So any question here? Anyone? Not here.
So
She's
they are
asking about something.
chat box they are given the company.
No, she's asking. Yes, because that will not work because I can't hear you people as well. where we can get the yesterday lecture. Okay, so you can get from this what we call it, yeah?
Recorded.
LMS portals.
Yeah, LSM portal. You know, we have what is the
LMS.
LMS, na? Okay, so you have access to LMS, na? Application. So I will upload there this content of this our discussion. So you got answer of your question, no? Yeah, network connection. Yeah, I can't hear you people also. That's my problem, no? Yeah, so we are working. So I will tell to the team that please correct this because online people are suffering a lot and they are not able to listen. So yeah. So any other question? You please try to send me message on chat so that I can answer those questions. Hema, you saying something? Yeah, you can just you can take number. Let me message class. This is my number. I'm just circulating here. I don't know whether we can circulate. No problem. Okay, so guys, any question from you all? Okay, so we are good to close the call today and have a nice rest of the day. Bye bye. Take care.